before the 49ers played against the Rams, they had activated Mohamed Sanu from their IR. Not an intriguing kind of hire, not like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, but a good player to come off the bench and help you in some key moments. Speaking of key moments, Steelers' Big Ben has announced his retirement after 18 seasons. So again, congratulations to Big Ben after an amazing career. In fact, Tom Brady actually tweeted Big Ben saying that he did it all the right way. He went and did the whole TB12 method of not just putting ice on it. As he said, there's 2 ways to bake a cake. And that he's correct. That you can't just, with how much ability we have now to track your weight and figure out what we should or should not be eating, like Big Ben knows that. You can't just do what they used to do in the olden days, which is just put ice on it and hope it gets better. But Big Ben, one of the last players in his draft class to be playing in the Big Ben era in Pittsburgh, has come to an end. However, an era that is not ending is Dan Quinn in the city of Dallas, as he's staying with the Dallas Cowboys for 2022 because of these 2 things. Nathaniel Hackett was hired for the Denver Broncos head coaching position. My expectation is this. They think that if they have the opportunity of having Aaron Rodgers, he'll probably go to a place that he likes. The coach, Nathaniel Hackett, coached Aaron as the offensive coordinator. And even if they don't get him, you have a young guy who's creative, who's smart, and just a complete football nut. But another coach that got hired was the Bears had hired Matt Eberflus as head coach, formerly the Indianapolis defensive coordinator. Don't listen to what ESPN says. They don't know really what they're talking about, how all these things haven't, that people, there should be more black head coaches. It doesn't matter. There should be, can the coach do his job well? And if he can, he deserves to be there. If he can't, then he doesn't. That's the way this should work. It should be what's on the field, not who or what the color of your skin is as a head coach. But back to Dan Quinn, I think it's happened because of one reason, or multiple reasons really, that form into it. So it's more like 1A, 1 and 1A, 1B. Number 1 is he didn't get the Denver job, which everyone anticipated he was going to get the Denver job. That didn't happen. I think 1A was he didn't want any other job. I think he wanted either the Denver job or the Bronco. If he wanted the Bronco job or the Bear job, he didn't get either. So he's just like, no, I don't want any other job. And the last one, I think, was he looked at it and he's like, look, this Cowboys team, I know what I can do with Micah Parsons. I know what I can do with a lot of these guys. I don't have to leave. In fact, I'm not going to leave because now Mr. Jones has just paid me a very heavy raise. He gave me a very heavy raise that I couldn't refuse anyway. So it all worked well, and Dan Quinn is still the defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys. But congratulations to both Nathaniel Hackett and Matt Eberflus for getting a head coaching job. And good luck for that position. The Ravens hire ex-Michigan defensive coordinator Mike McDonald. A familiar face, that is correct. Mike McDonald was a position coach for the Ravens until last year. Last year, he went to Michigan to help John's brother Jim. He became Jim Harbaugh's defensive coordinator. Now that Wink Martindale is gone, Mike McDonald is back with the John Harbaugh-led Baltimore Ravens. The New York Giants hired Brian Daboll as their next head coach this is not a surprising move, as the Giants hired their GM from Buffalo. It's only logical that you hired your head coach from the same place, because you know they can work together. It's genius. Keep your guys around. Don't go and say, oh, I'm going to bring this guy from the Seahawks, but then bring this guy from the Panthers. That's not going to work very well. Well, it could, but it's more unlikely than not. Bring guys who already have a consistent relationship, and that's how you can keep those two guys together, and they'll be on the same page. It may not work well, but they'll be on the same page. But finally, I want to explain this, because I was fooled too. Saturday afternoon, there was a report by Adam Schefter and a few others that Tom Brady was retiring. And within the hour, a lot changed. A lot of players, it was all the showings of Brady's picture, and underneath was retiring. The owner of the New England Patriots already put out a press release of what Tom Brady meant to him, the New England Patriots, and all that. And it sounds great. It does. Except it's not true. It is not true because Tom Brady actually called up and said, he called the general manager of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and he said, I have not made my decision. That's a false report. I haven't made my decision yet. My plan is I want to wait till after the playoffs. That's what Jason Lockenfor had said earlier in the week. He wants to wait to not be a distraction in the NFL playoffs. So, at least in my mind, it will either be this week in the Pro Bowl, because no one really cares about the Pro Bowl, or it will be after the Super Bowl. But my opinion, I would think would be after the Super Bowl. If it was me, I would have it after the Super Bowl. But it could definitely happen this week during the Pro Bowl. But this is not the first time ESPN's messed something up. Probably won't be the last time. But it's just interesting to see how one report, which was completely not true, took over the entire world in a span of only about 6 hours. It's incredible.